suis en français. Which way am I going? A26. Right, 3 hours-ish, and I should see you at the lake. Next step, stop, get some meat for the barbecue tonight, because I will be celebrating, and some French wine, of course, and I will see you when I get there. I'm here. Sunny France, a joy to behold in the springtime, let me tell you. There's my boat, and I've got this massive, beautiful, azure blue lake to myself. Can you believe it? It is looking amazingly good at the moment. Oh man, wind's smashing down my end. Look, well, I say my end, it's all mine. But I'm going to start down this end, fishing up the out of bounds bank, and I'll have rods off that point down to the. I can have rods everywhere. But anyway, I'm here. Wow, it couldn't look any better, could it? Check it out. I'm professional carpiste, me. Oh, I'm settled. I'm settled in lovely. It's lovely here. I've got a whole massive lake to myself. They're walloping out there, giant, great big donkeys I've been watching this afternoon. It's just been amazing. The water's really clear, really blue. I've been out in the boat. I put a few rods out, and the fish are still showing. They're all majorly down this end of the lake. And yeah, fingers crossed I should be in for a cod or two. Bert's had just the loveliest afternoon, ain't you, Bruce? And I'm about to. It's been, you've got to remember, I got up at 4 in the morning, UK, so I'm tres tired, and yeah, I'm going to pop open that bottle of Côte d'Aron, toast the trip. No barbecue tonight, I can't be bothered. Instead, I'm going, obviously, duh. Oh yes, look, I've got the original croque monsieurs and the Montagnard with raclette and smoked ham. Or do I keep it old school and go for the traditional? Well, either way, one or t'other. I know it's beautifully warm out there. I'm going to be in my scratcher the second that it gets dark, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I'm going to put a fourth rod out tonight. I'm just going to enjoy being here, and hopefully one will twangle off in the morning if I'm lucky enough. It's looking good though, isn't it? I wasn't going to film anything this evening. I'm having a bit of me time. Do you know what I mean? I've had a 4 AM start. Really long day. That moon's beautiful, isn't it? It's going to be a mega evening. And I've seen some giant hippopotamuses jumping out today here. It's been lovely, really, really lovely. The birds are just going off this evening. The cuckoos. Oh, I can't remember last time I heard cuckoos like I've heard here this evening. It's been lovely. Anyway, I've had a bottle of Corbières, so I'm a bit slurry. I'm very tired. Bert has driven me insane with his ball. And although I haven't done a great job, I have got 4 rods out there down the middle on the shallower ground where we've seen a lot of big, really gigantic carp jumping about. So yeah, start waffling. I'm going to burn me. I'm going to char my croque monsieur. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you that moon because it's pretty epic. I reckon it's going to get better and better. But hopefully there'll be a bite. But if there's not, I'm really not that bothered. I'm absolutely knackered. I'll see you in the morning. Oh, so much for me time. Jesus. You. Oh, bit of a joke that one. Ooh, ooh. Bit of a joke because he ain't got no eyeball. Look. That's a mad one, isn't it? Oh. He just took out one of my other rods that was about 50 yards away. Anyway, let's get you back. He's a mid-30. But I'm a jammy sod, and I in the other bag The first rod that went is a £58 mirror. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. It is an absolute pig. I've bagged him up anyway. Show you him in the morning. Oh, Jesus, I've got to sort all this mess out. Oh my God, what a night. Oh, that was one out there, long. Oh, a bit too far for the old zoom to handle. Well, it was actually a bit frosty this morning at first light, freezing. But oh my God, what a night. I haven't had a night like that carp fishing for a long time. I caught many carp. Many carp. Oh, how many carp did I catch? I think somewhere in the region of 6. From, I'd say £20 all the way up, but probably mid-doubles all the way up to nearly £60. What a mad night. Poor old Bert, he is very unhappy in there. Oh, it's cold. Everything's steaming up, even the camera. Look. But there's going to be a nice sunrise in a minute. That was one out there. Oh, they've been jumping and sloshing all night, they have, God bless them. Oh yeah, bloody freezing night. Oh, but I've got a whacker or two to show you. Let's just say that. Many carp jumping last night. You know when they're real monsters, they don't jump, they just sort of boom. They were booming. Don't even sound like jumping carp, it just sound like a massive big wallop. Oh, I was up and down all night. Jesus, I haven't had such a bad night's sleep for ages. What's going on there, Mr. Camera? You appear to be having focal issues. There you go. Cold night. They're jumping everywhere I look around the lake there's fish showing. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I need a bit of sleep. In fact, I'm going to need a lot of sleep. Ah, look at you, you scruffy, sleepy little weasel. The kettle's on, it's time for nuclear coffee. You look like you could do with a nuclear coffee burger. Oh, look, he's all sad. Cold, isn't it, mush? Go on, get back in your scratcher. Go on, back in bed. Oh, if only we had smelly vision. Oh, those coffee beans. They smell like heaven, quite literally. Oh, that is something special, let me tell you. Oh, yeah. You fill up the magic grinder. You put the lid on. It's a two-handed job, but you get the idea. I'm going to grind my fresh beans now and have a nice cafetiere full of super nuclear coffee. And then my day will begin. Well, I'll tell you what, you don't want many of them nights each week. Listen to me, I can barely talk. It was cold and I was up all night. A rod would go, then another rod would go, and like all the rods went. I kept putting these two back. These are my bankers on the right hand bank, like the out of bounds bank as it were, non-fishing bank. And they were booming out there all night. Booming, take after take after take. I was trying to work it out. I thought I had 8, but I had 7. Because one of them, a little one, I hooked in the belly, weirdly, like a small one. And it took my other line out, and they were miles apart, and I couldn't work it out, and I was tired, and it was all going on. Anyway. Oh. Come on, don't beast me, please. Come on, Mr. Carp, be nice. He's not going to be nice, and because he's big and heavy, I don't want to mess him about. Because this big and he was a short one. It felt like a little one. I thought I was £10 or something. 20 pounder. And like, you know, winding them all the way back from that sort of range, 150, 180 yard or something. And as you get closer, they sort of feel heavier and heavier. He's a funny shaped one, no wonder he fought weird. A lovely carp. And a very heavy carp indeed. I don't know how big this one was, but he's probably about the third biggest. But of course I had them all full of fish last night, me retainers. And it was way too cold for juggling, getting them in and out, they're too big. Oh, lovely. It's very stout. Tread stout in fact. Got the scrapes on him. Oh, this is just a warm-up though for the main event, which is going to be a lot harder to pick up, I know. But yeah, lovely. First night on the lake, 7 takes, like what the flip. You got to be happy with that. Oh. And like I said, I put them out, they weren't put out terrifically, a bit half-heartedly really, because I was tired and I just wanted to get rods out there. They rule on shallow water and they all went repeatedly. What a night, eh? Jesus, I'm going to sleep most of the day, I reckon. Oh God, lovely. I'll have to get some pictures of you. Oh please don't do that. You're too strong, I cannot control you. Too big and strong for me to control in any way, shape or form. Oh. Come on, come on, come on. We don't need all this. We're friends. I'm in full sunlight though, so I'm just hoping that I'm... Poor monster. Oh, what an incredible thing, eh? Oh, let me show you the other side of it. A greasy great cod. Oh, I tell you what a carp to catch. Of course the sun is now completely in my face. You giganticus. I can't see whether I'm in the picture or not in the picture. Oh my God. Oh, it's a monster, isn't it? What a lovely carp as well, beautiful shape. Just... Come on, Mush, come on, Mush, come on, Mush. Right, real simple. I've got the whole lake and it's a big sheet of water. A big sheet of water. 50 odd acres I reckon, it might be a bit bigger, I don't know. But anyway, way down off to my left is a point, I don't know if you can see it. And down that way. And out in front of that point they've been booming all night, I've not had a rod left. The wind's been sort of coming straight into me like this, into this sort of corner. But you know, these fish are like, they were shuffling around on the surface yesterday a lot out in front of me here, and it's all 10, 12, 13 foot. They're not on the bottom, the water's freezing. But they were booming and booming and booming and shuffling around like, you know, like they do, coming half out to their gills and then going back in and coming out and going in and coming, just like playing and waking up really. But there was a lot of them doing it out in this deeper water in front of me. Now I'm not going to put a rod in deeper water. I did have a bite in 9 foot off that raised middle area last night, and I'm going to put one out there again, but because like from here the point of reference is quite difficult, I've got a marker, the old yacht bottle, my favourite markers, just wind them around with I don't know what it is, £6 line and a lead, drop it inside, put the cap on, keep them in the boat. I'm going to go and find an area out off this point that's shallow enough, the sort of depth I want, 6 to 8 foot say, was a carp right up the other end. I've been seeing them everywhere this morning. Every square inch of this lake I've been seeing booming carp. But last night, lots to my left as I'm laying in bed, to the left, to the left, to the left, and I'm sure they're off this point. So I'm going to go out in a minute and just show you what I'm doing. It's real simple. The rigs couldn't get any simpler. There's a big curved shank, a size 4, a hard manila hook bait, and a little, I think that's just a signature squid. 25-pound cam soft indestructible, a big old lead 10 ounce, I think that's 10 ounce, and a lead clip set up straight onto 30-pound fluorocarbon, and then back to 30-pound braid on the reel. Pretty indestructible, super simple cod tactics. Like I said, I'm winding these fish back from the range I'm looking them at, so I need to be pretty sure that everything's going to be strong and good enough and up to the job. Like, nothing hit anything last night. There's not a lot out there on the way back in. It's just deep, and you can wind them back pretty easy. But even so, they did kite left and right down the tree line, and I had a couple clip the branches and stuff. So I just, you know, you just keep it. You don't need to. There's no point using 6-pound line when you can use 26-pound line. So I've got 30-pound fluorocarbon leaders. I use that everywhere. KC and all the big rocky lakes that I fish in the barrages. It's just strong. You know, you've got strong kit on. You get your bite, you wind them in. You're never doubting, is what I'm saying. Real simple rig. You know me, it don't get any more difficult. Anyone that tells you need bells and whistles and bits of tubing and all that, I've done it my whole life. I used to use big tubing kickers, this, that and the other. Did it make a difference? Only really where there's lots of nuisance species that will roll in the hook baits around. With a big string tube kicker, you make a big L shape and it stops the point being blunted if you're fishing over hard bottom. But here there's none of that. There's no poisson chat, or very little to speak of. And not many crayfish, etc. So you can afford to keep it simple, stupid. That's as hard as it needs to be, really. It's just about where you put it and the bait you put around it. So just opened a nice big bag of 20mm Manila Active, paste wrapped, the Dom Bot. In fact, I should stop using it because I can't get any sleep. Standard peanuts, they were boiled at home. I did a couple of buckets up. Boiled up and then soaked in Manila liquid. There's just the remnants of the last bag of bait in there, but I'm going to go and put this marker out with a view to leaving it there for a couple of days, because, you know, first night thing was a first night thing. I was a bit lucky, but obviously I've got a good few days ahead of me, so I want to get a couple of spots going. And when you're dropping out in the middle out there, your reference is a bit skewed. You know, you're not dropping on the same bit every time, even though it goes from deep to shallow. And as soon as I come up on the shallow, I know I'm in the rough area, and I line myself up with that bank and this bank, and I'm probably pretty good. I've done it a lot in the past and I'm pretty accurate, but there's been a big wind and this is a plasticky boat, and you get shifted around a lot in the big wind, and like my motor's old and it's got braid around the prop, I expect, and all these little things. Like, by the time you drop your rig and throw some bait out, you can be way off your spot. So with a big ledge, you can drop it down and almost use it like an anchor. You can't use it as an anchor, obviously the boat will drag the lead, but you can hold it tight while you manipulate the motor to keep you keep your line pointing downwards and you're down to a tight lead. You're pretty accurate, you'd be surprised. And plus, I like to spread me bait a bit. I don't want it all on top of it. I like to spread it over the size of a big swim, really, ideally. And that's what I did last night. I spread it out on those shallow bits very thinly and widely, like a bucket of peanuts and pigeon mix and boilies all spread out there like a madman. I got a bit trigger happy, you know, everything I preach against. I got there, you know, first trip, all excited, giant carp booming out there. I went out in the boat and put the lot out and then thought, what have you done, you idiot? Like, you know, and I thought, oh well, I can afford that for a couple of days. If I can get bites off an area like that, then you can start to hone it down to a better spot to get bites. I know that sounds a bit obvious, but you know, if you bait a 50 square yard area like I did last night and you get a load of bites, well then you can start to pick out the better spots. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to put a couple of markers out, not because they're the spots I'm going to end up fishing all week, but just because I'm trying to tune it in a little bit more. And plus I can see from here when fish are showing during the day whether they are exactly near me and stuff, because, you know, when you're at fish shows at 250 metres and it looks like it's right on you, it can be 30 yards from you quite easily. So I'm going to put a couple of bottle markers out today. I'm not going to interfere with anybody because there's only me here, and I like them for a point of reference and to start to tune in the spots over the week. So yeah, I'm going to go out in a minute, film a bit of whatever it is I'm dropping on, and show you how easy it actually is. Off we go in the good ship Lollipop. Right, there's Burger being a dutiful security boy over there. Good doggets. That's me over there, a long way away. Anyway, no, where's my marker gone? Just put a marker in, just. There it is, behind me. I'm saying 9.8 here, but anyway, I've just dropped a marker on this beautiful, there's my marker there, my bottle. And it is actually about 9.8, saying 10 foot, 10 foot, 10 foot, 9.9, 10 foot. Actually, where I dropped is 9, I think it's 8 foot or something. Yeah, here we go. Right, so that's coming up to 8.5. Anyway, I've just dropped it, and now it's dropping away again into 12s, 13s. Right, sweet. So that's my spot for this rod. But all around that float, I know I'm miles from ice swim, probably about 250 I reckon, but that's alright. If I don't put rods everywhere, the carp will be wherever I'm not, and that's standard practice for these buggers. So anyway, it pays to play the game, and that's what I'm doing. So yeah, here we come, we're coming past the float. Look, there's the float. I'm actually going to ghost past it a bit, and there we're coming right up, 9.4, 9.5. Basically it's 9, it actually gets shallower to about 8 foot. There's all sorts of things going on there. I like it. I'm going to put some bait in this side the float, real easy, a few scoops of munger, a couple of big scoops. I'm going to turn you off now because then I'm going to just basically, I don't need to show you how to throw bait around a float, but I'm not putting it over a huge area. This is going to be a bit of a lone rod, so I'm just going to bait it and just see what happens. Keep a rod here for a couple of days. But you see how quickly I'm drifting away from that float. I'm already 20 yards and I've only got a tiny bit of breeze, so I'm going to motor back up to it, put the bait in, drop a rig, go back to my rods. Simples. Well, Barbie's lit. The Corbier's is open. I've just poured myself a nice mug. End of the first full day. And it's been really quiet, deathly quiet. Big moon last night, yesterday evening and yesterday afternoon. The fish were going mad, not just the carp, everything was splashing about. It was quite a sight to behold, really. A big fresh southeasterly, you know, it was prime time. But everything was going mad, and today I've not seen a single carp, not one, not seen a single anything. No big ruds splashing out. I've had nice wind for most of the day, in this, you know, blowing in the same direction, but just nothing. But what it allowed me to do is to get all my spots sorted. I don't know if you can see out there, literally in front of the boat, out in the middle. Yep, there's one of my yacht bottles, and it's in between two massive shallow areas that are like 4 or 5 foot, and it drops down to like, I don't know, anywhere between 10 and 7 foot in that gap. So that's had a nice bucket of bait, and I've been getting liners on that this afternoon. Knocks on the tip and stuff, and a bit of flatting off in the wind, like something was out there eating stuff. It looks the best. I put the drone up as well and took a bit of footage. Hopefully they'd be able to use that because it was beautifully sunny today. I'm burnt, a bit sunstroked. But I could see from the drone, like all the shallow out in front of here is just vast. I could see it from sat here in my bivvy with my Polaroids on. But yeah, when I sent the drone up, it was like incredible, big sort of bulbous flat area. It's just weird, but no carp on it obviously, but they obviously get up and creep on it at night. But even then I thought I'll just put it on the one of the slightly deeper bits, you know, edge me bits. My other rods are down off the right hand bank where they were, and I made the effort to go right up the lake earlier and got a marker up there off that big point that I showed you. So I've got yeah, you know, the spots are done. I've done them properly today. I'll probably catch nothing tonight. Like yesterday I just put them out anywhere in the zone I thought might be the zone, and they all went. But yeah, we'll see. Like, it's been deathly quiet today. Bizarre, like just bizarre after yesterday. I expected a day bite or two at least, but nope, absolutely nothing, not even seen one. So yeah, we'll see what happens tonight. I'm intrigued. I reckon if that big old moon comes up, perhaps it'll all come to life again. It's very clear out there. You know, these pits are like, the water's clear. When you get out over those shallows, you can actually see the bottom and stuff. It's mad. And obviously as it warms up and goes towards summer, the feeding picks up and they become a milky blue, like properly coloured up, you know, with all the feeding activity from the carp. But it's not got to that point yet, so you can see all these big shallow areas out here really clearly, and I can imagine them big old carp are a little bit scared of creeping about on there in the day, unless the weather's absolutely perfect for it, which it was yesterday and today. But like I said, no more today. Very odd. But anyway, the rods are done properly, or as properly as I can do them, and we will see what happens. I'm going to have me nice burgers, drink me wine, and hopefully tonight get a bit of an earlier night, because I didn't really get to catch up much sleep today. It was hot, and you know, it's like there's no shade above me ear, and the bivvy warmed up, and I was thinking, oh, and I just cracked on. Sat here drinking Diet Cokes and going out in the boat and doing me bits and bobs. So anyway, end of the first full day. Super interesting. I don't think I'm going to get a repeat performance of the first night, because I've just seen it's just changed bizarrely, like the flick of a switch, literally. But I'm edging me bets, like that when it gets dark it might change. We'll see. I might see you before, but if not, I'll see you in the morning. Well, a glorious morning. It was the full moon proper last night, and they were very quiet, the carp, compared to the day before, and I knew it was going to be a quiet night. And one bite is all I've had, and that was a bit of a non-occurrence. I had a couple of funny occurrences on it, kept pulling tight and it dropped back a couple of times. Stuff was out there pulling at the lead, not carp I should think. And then this morning I was sat in bed and I watched the tip bend right over. I thought, well, that's definitely a carp, but nothing on the end. It's a funny old game. So yeah, blank night all in all. And a cold night as well. We had a proper frost here, but the sun is just about to break the horizon and it is going to be spectacular, quite clearly. Oh yeah, cold, frosty night. Little Bertrand was a snuggle up, but he was fidgeting because it was so chilly. Oh yeah, look at that. It's definitely going to be a morning for some magic beans. I've been grinding feverishly in my tent. The kettle's on. Oh, stretching and yawning while you try to film don't work. So yeah, we've got a change today. I'm not sure if it's going to be a good change or a bad change, but it's forecasting rain. Like yesterday was like 22 degrees, sunny all day, absolutely gorgeous. I was even getting a bit burnt. I could feel myself burning. But I did the rods proper, and because I'd had 7 bites, or 8 bites rather, 7 bites the night before, the 8th one was a bloody caused by a little one going through the other line. I thought I was going to get a load more, so of course I've baited accordingly, and that means that there's a lot of bait set out on all them spots, a bucket or half a bucket each at least. And yeah, with no activity, it's all still sat there. I expect the small fish that I'm getting plucks off have been pulling at the particles and grabbing at the yellow on the hook baits or something, so I'm going to take the yellow off because I am getting a few like annoying pulls off roach and stuff, rudd, whatever they are. So yeah, I'm just going to go to big baits only, and I'm not going to top the spots up today because nothing's fed on them. I'm literally just going to go out, lift and drop the rigs with fresh hook baits and leave them for tonight because yeah, rain and dropping pressure. Yeah, I really thought I was going to get one. As it got dark, several big sploshers were out there in the zone still, you know, where I'd been catching main off this sort of, if I can show you, off this end bank, which itself is a beautiful spot. All snaggy margins, shallow, just lovely. And yeah, just as it got dark, a real absolute gigantic hippo rolled. Well, quite close to them rods, and I just thought, oh great, I'm definitely having more, but yeah, it was not to be. Nick is in his happy place. Be a bit happier and all when I get some coffee inside me. But yeah, I should just put it on the tripod and let the sun crest them trees, because it's going to be lovely. Yeah, gorgeous. Coffee time! Oh, it's much needed coffee time. Where is the little dog? I can see his tail. Ah, morning. Say hello to everyone. He's not really down with that. He's like, why don't you off and leave me alone? Oh yeah, come on son. Oh. Oh, he's sleepy this morning. Right, let's get them beans on the go. And I'll give you another shot of this just as it crests these trees, because it's going to steam up the lake even more, I should think then. Lovely. Ah, morning world. So that was a carp just out there. They've been very quiet, considering the first day and night it was like Carp-mageddon, and you knew there was a massive amount of carp in the lake. It was, you were in under no illusions. But seriously, yesterday you'd have thought there was no carp in this lake. If I'd have done my usual Helleur world tour, I spin up at lakes like this and do 24 hours, and sometimes not even that. I would have got here yesterday and like I'd be packing the car now, because I'd seen so little in the last 24, and yet the day before that it was just chaos, the amount of carp showing. Just goes to show, wouldn't it? Waxing gibbous first night, day before the full moon, they were obviously super active. Last night was the full moon and they were literally not active at all. Tonight, weather change, drop in air pressure. Let's see if that throws the switch. It really should do. Oh, check him out, look. He's 54 pounds. He's an absolute chunkosaurus. What a monster, eh? But you know what happens on a big moon, don't you? What gets caught? Our old mate, the giant common carp. And I've got one here. From 4.5 foot of water out in the middle of the lake, and a couple of little dark scrapes in the top of the feature. I looked at them and thought, what's done that with? Like they're dark, you know what I mean? They're obviously carp. They look recent, and it's like, it's this deep, do you know what I mean? I just load a rig in this dark hole, laughing for about 20 manila over the top. Bert's trying to get back in the tent. The rain came in, pressure's dropped, still see nothing. And then out of the blue, this hippopotamus has just trundled off and given me one of the best fights I've ever had from a big carp. And that's saying something. It was unreal. Woo! It's so wide, and so wide across the belly. Jesus Christ, it's incredible. Oh, and it's really behaving itself. Oh man, it is so heavy. Poor old Nick, the old back can't take it. I'm having to be very slow and very deliberate. You don't get many of them to the pound, me old China. Oh, what a beast. It's so wide. It's got the width and just a massive width across its belly. It's a monster carp sagging in the middle. I don't want to hold it up for too long. Ooh, Thomas. It's looking much carp here this evening. Pressure's dropped. Got my bells on because I keep getting loads of rod bangs and pulls, line going over shallow ground, liners and that, and it's sort of helping me pinpoint where they are because they haven't been showing. But let's hope the pressure's going to drop them and there's going to be more bites this evening. It looks good for it, doesn't it? Lovely. Jesus, rain's just gone through. Another one I can barely. You know, what a day, eh? Gone from absolutely dead to... This is on my long rod, a rod that I've got about... It's a good 200 metres up the other end of the lake. Well, certainly up towards the other end of the lake. Just to see if it had gone dead here because it had gone dead because they'd gone. But of course they haven't gone, they just had a mad 24 hours and then had a very quiet 24 hours. But like, that's the first time they've had a pressure drop like that for a while, I think. And it sent them din low. Anyway, I just wound this one. Oh. He's a very feisty one. And he was 49 pounds in weight. To be honest with you, when I lifted him out of the water, I thought it was going to be easily a 50 pounder because it's just a monster. Another big bellied, lovely carp actually. And yeah, that'll do as the sun's setting, eh? He still wants to fight me, even though I've just wound him back all them miles. Oh. Another big one. Oh, bloody hell. Mental, big fat boy. Lovely. I'll get him back, get the rod back out there. Living the dream. Well, I boated up here as a bream and I found many bream spawning. We're having a lovely time. I would imagine this is all the lake's bream, and they're from down to my right here all the way up to the left and round the point. There's just packs and packs of them, and the odd massive rudd with them as well. I was sounded like a carp maybe. I was half tempted to go and get some tins of corn and start feeding for them big rudds, but I just can't. I can't do everything, do you know what I mean? And yeah, many bream here spawning. But the truth is, I just haven't got the battery to do it all, so I've got to be very judicious. I'm already, as it is, I'm fishing the extremities of my swim, which is right down there. I'm now fishing round this corner and out off this point, as well as my original bits. You know, the wind's gone away from me, and it's this huge part of the lake here is actually the smaller half. The bigger half is round to the left. And last night I could hear, it's just bream everywhere. I could hear the odd carp showing up to the left and nothing out in front of me, or one or two maybe at most. Although I did have a bite off my long marker, a small one, but that was it. So the carp are elsewhere for the time being. I'm going to give it a day or two because I've got long spots and I've had bites off every spot, so I'm going to stick at it for a couple of nights. The wind's due to come round tomorrow, a bit more in my favour. We'll see, eh? If not, I'll give it another night, maybe 2, and then have a move up to this end of the lake for a few nights or a couple of nights. We'll see how it goes. But I've got all of it, haven't I? But I can't fish all of it. I haven't got the line to do that, and I certainly haven't got the battery, and herein lies the problem. You know, when the wind's coming towards you, it's all right, isn't it? You pick your bits like I did, and I've had some fish off them bits. But overnight I've been seeing them and hearing them left, since I got here really, the odd one. Even when I've been seeing nothing out here, I've been hearing the odd one at night left. And of course I've walked up there, there's bream spawning in the edge, isn't there? And you know what that means. Mr. Carp's never far away. But they're big bream, so I didn't want to go too close to them. So I've gone all the way down there in the boat and come straight out off the point and managed to find, it drops down, it's like down the shelf and that, and then it flattens out at 9 foot and it's hard. And there was a lot of stuff on the screen, bits and bobs, so I dropped one there, crack, lovely. And like I fed that quite heavy, you know, thinking, well, you know, a couple of worn out bream might come and have a little feast. So I put in a bit of particle over that rod, 2 or 3 big scoops, and a load of boilies. Got a big boilie on the hair and a big gap between the boilie and the hook, which should get round most of them things most of the time. So I've now got a rod down all that way off that point. That's a long trot, like the one that's out in the middle that I caught 49 pounder on yesterday evening, like that's off that point, but about, I don't know, when you stand on them, I just walked down there, about 130 yard out off that point, slightly right, but from here that's some, you know, it's 250 yards, and like that's fine. I can fish at that range comfortably. I've got plenty of line on my reel. There's nothing out there dangerous wise or, you know, to cause any risk. But what I haven't got is the battery to do that. I bought 2 batteries. My batteries are always supercharged, and for most fishing for a week, you know, this sort of just general fishing, not out and out big water boat fishing, like a couple of batteries does me. But this trip I've killed one of them already, and I'm on my second one, and I'm a bit I don't want to be rowing out there. I don't mind rowing out there, but I don't like rowing back when I've dropped a rig, you know, trying to keep the braid straight. At least I've got braid so I can tighten it up, I guess, but yeah, I've got to be a bit careful with my battery. So yeah, I might stay a couple of more days in here and see what happens as the weather comes round, because I can move, but I've got to start again. If I go up the bank, like if I move up the other end, I don't know what's out there. I've got to go out in the boat and do all the do. And yeah, there's a lot of big carp in here, and I am the only one here. And even though that it doesn't seem like there's many about at the minute, I'm sure that can all change in 24 hours on a lake like this, you know, at this time of year. The bream are up to me left. I can't believe that there won't be a few big carp mooching around there this evening. I really fancy the chances on that rod. So yeah, I'm going to sit here. You got to remember, I mean, I'm on holiday, ain't I? Even though it's like, it is sort of work, it ain't work, it's holiday. It's always holiday. The day it becomes more than, you know, it ain't an holiday no more, is the day I don't do it anymore. So I've enjoyed, you know, the birds have been mega. It's spring in France. I'm like, my soul is feeling freed. I'm having a lovely time. Bert's having a lovely time. Not as nice a time as he was having, because, tell him what's happened, Bert. Look, he looks a bit damp and a bit bedraggled at the minute. He's got COVID hair. He needs a nice cut. It's starting to look old. Trim him up, he'll be like brand new again. Yeah, Bert's lost his ball. Yeah, I said it. And for those of you that don't use the bells, I don't know what I'm on about. There's me bells. We call them Belkims. When we're boat fishing, well, a lot of my fishing now I use the bells, especially on my boat back in the UK fishing on the river. Bells and downriggers, what we call the old captive backleads, big gardener captive backleads. I don't know how heavy they are. They must be a couple of ounces. And you slide them down the shelf onto the braid, and with the bells on, the indication's just incredible. And you can sit there at night, like I was last night, and it was silent apart from the nightingales and stuff. And every now and again you hear ding-a-ling-a-ling, a little gentle ding-a-ling-a-ling, and you know, it points you to what's going on. There, you know, you never get bleeps like fishing how you're doing at mega range with tight braid and massive leads and stuff. But fishing it like this, you do. You know, you can still fish like a heathen. With super tough kit and at mega range, and still get loads and loads of indication. It's just a question of thinking about it a bit. But yeah, the captive backleads and the bells, it's going down at right angles. You just get just the most incredible indication. All day today I've been getting knocks and jingles on this left hand one, and a few more this evening on the right hand one. And if nothing else, it's all very confidence boosting, isn't it? It tells you that it's alive out there. There's plenty of stuff going on. And the old captive back lead's another thing, because people, I've had loads of messages about that. Oh, here comes a load of bream. I don't know if you'll see them through the lens. There's just loads of bream constantly going through. Oh, see, did you hear the old bell jangle there where one of them clipped the line? And that's what's going on out in the pond, you know what I mean? Everything's, the indication's just superb. But of course, when you're boat fishing, the captive back leads are become a bit of a necessity. The more rods and the more people there are, the old bream are just non-stop. When you're going in and out with a boat, especially at night, do you know what I mean? The likelihood of propping a line is great, even if you're really practiced at it. And I've done it for the last couple of nights, but it's you know, it's difficult. And when you prop a rod, it's like, it's a massive job, especially when you're fishing at 100, 200 plus metres. Like, you have to re-spool and like, it's just a complete nightmare. You usually have to take, if you've propped a line, you have to take the prop off your outboard and do, you know, it's a massive load of, and basically, you know, this sort of fishing is about trying to make it as easy for yourself as you can, because fishing like normally can make it a lot harder than need be, do you know what I mean? Sight boards, like reflective tape on it, some mega tape from 3M that I've got, and no matter where you are out in the lake, I only need one here, but you know, when there's two of us fishing on a bigger water and you've got the rods split and two boats and stuff, when you're out in the pond, you've only got to look back, even at hundreds and hundreds of yards, you shine your torch at your swim and you can see, it's like a torch shining back at you. And it just gives you a nice line to come in on to avoid all the other lines and the rods and stuff. Making it like a runway lights, just making it easier for yourself, because sometimes even this time of year it can be really, you know, at night it's black out there, and it's when you've been pulled around by carp and stuff, it's not always very easy to find your way home. I saw a monster one earlier, like it had a huge head and it was about 45 inches long. It must have been like, I'm guessing it was an upper 20. That one's an upper double, or certainly a double. But do you know what? I'm absolutely love it. I feel victorious this week. Victorious that I've escaped the prison of England to come fishing abroad. And my demeanour's very jovial. I've been sat here most of the day today chuckling away to myself about nothing really. It's just been pucker, really, really good day. I've seen no one, just nobody around here. It's lovely. But yeah, we'll see what tonight brings. I'm going to give it tonight, have a serious think tomorrow, and it'll either be start to make inroads into moving tomorrow. I might go up that end, sacrifice the battery if need be, or row up there and just put the sounder on and have a good row about and sort of familiarise myself. Maybe chuck a couple of yacht bottles out and put a bit of bait over them. In readiness, should a move come about and I end up fishing up the other end for a night or two, we'll see, eh? I'm not very with it this morning. I had toothache. I was up till about 3 o'clock and the weather's come round, it's bloody freezing. 4 degrees last night, but I reckon this is the best one yet. He's an absolute beauty. Full again, like all of them. They're drum tight, like big fat pigs. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, oh no. Come on, no, you're too big and beautiful, just chill. So anyway, yeah, I had another bite, small one. There's a few small ones about, and they're annoying. Especially at 3 in the morning. I didn't go to sleep till nearly 3. I went to bed, all was good. And yeah, I got raging toothache. It was horrible, Jesus. Oh, come on. Now that is a lovely carp, ain't it? What a lovely carp. Oh, beauty. And so heavy. Jesus, they're all so big. Incredible, isn't it? Unbelievable. Absolute bona fide cracker, that one. I'm going to get some pictures of this one after I've done a bit of video. Oh, yeah, he is magnificent. Oh. Let's just do some calming down, shall we? Let's just do some calming down. And yeah, bizarrely, I wound this fish in from 250 metres odd with a 10-ounce lead still attached. And it never gave me any grief at all. It felt like a tiny little fish all the way back. was thinking it must be another little one, like, you know. But the little ones usually go spastic, garrity, you know, especially on the braid. God. Yeah, all the way back, dog on a lead. Big ball of weed came up on the top of the leader knot, and then 12 foot below that or whatever, this carp just sort of appeared, and I didn't think it was a big one at first. Yeah, but it was. A cracking big one. I am so lucky. I am so lucky. Magnificent. Lovely time, it's behaving itself now. Great. See you later, fat boy. You weasel. Give me that ball. What do you mean no? Give it to me. Give it to me. Give me the ball. Give it. Give it. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give me that ball, you hairy beast. Give it to me now. He's going to go into one in a minute. Yeah. You having a lovely time, Bruce? It's enormous. Yeah, this is the first one. I had to go out in the boat after. It went down to my left, and it took my marker out as well. I was looking, I could see 200 yards, I could see my marker going from right to left. I thought, oh no. And it took me ages to find the spot again, like it would. 20 foot, 20 foot. It came up 15, dirty. Where is it? Where is it? And I knew I was sort of in front of the swim down there, off the point. Anyway, in the end, I found it again. Managed to get the rod back out. Jesus. Oh, you massive beast. Hope you can see me, because I can't see a thing. Oh, he's a real... he's a monstrosity of a thing. Let's try and get him up on my knees. They got to the size where you can't pick him up, right? Ooh, Thomas. He is a monstrous, isn't he? What a cracker. They keep coming. Oh, God, did he fight this one? Giant super carp, aren't they? Giant. My God, amazing. Woo, Thomas. Look at the size of you. Oh my God, he's just a ginormous creature. I thought he was going to be a 60-pounder, he's so big. My God, he's an absolute colossus. Oh, you bloody beautiful thing. He's what a proper cod, isn't he? Look at his massive tail. My God, what a fish, eh? Oh my God, Bert's seemingly unimpressed, sleeping in the sun behind me, or over in front of me rather. Oh my God. Surely carp shouldn't get that big, should they? Got to show you its tail, it's just gargantuan. I mean, look at its tail. It is absolutely a true monster, is that not? Oh my God, incredible. It's just a massive monster carp. Well, boat's loaded, or will be. Reel them two in. Typically, just on leaving, I had a massive occurrence on one of my rods. Lifted the bloody captive back lead out, the rod was hooped over, nothing on the end. Bizarre. Anyway, yeah, boat's loaded, car's loaded. I've just got to deal with our customer there, show you him. Typically French boy, fat as a barrel, like it's made of lead. Ridiculous. We'll show you that one, and then we're going for pastures new. Going to go up the other end of the lake for a couple of nights. See if that brings us a change of fortunes. Not that we're not catching them here, but it's been steady eddy, do you know what I mean? Tickling along, 1 a night, 2 a night. Yeah, let's go and try somewhere else. I fancy there's got to be a massive amount of carp up the other end, but we'll see. Another lovely one. Proper round one, eh? But heavy as lead, quite literally. Quick show of the other side. He's more of a French carp looking, isn't he? Spherical almost. Oh, he's been eating mussels, that one. They're all bits of zebra mussel shell, sharp as buggery. You do not want to cut yourself on them. Lovely times. Ready for a change of scenery now though. Have a couple of days up the other end of the lake before we head off to Belgium for a couple of days. And all the silliness, more COVID tests and Bert to the vet again, more money. Anyway, it's worth every penny. It's a bit more civilised, isn't it? Got a picnic bench in this swim. Lovely times. Rods have only been out an hour or something, they've been showing out there and I've just had one. Lovely. Different view. Still big open view. But yeah, the bites that I was getting, all the bites I was getting from the other swim on my left hand rod is on that float out there. And yeah, beyond it, literally beyond it, it's such a good spot. I can't believe I found it. It must have been by pure chance. Like literally beyond that spot, it just drops all the way left here is just oblivion deep. Not oblivion deep, like 16, 18, 20 foot. And it's too deep for at the minute. I've been getting all my bites between 6 and 8 foot really. So that spot just comes up, the big crest comes up. What a mega spot anyway. They were showing to the left of that float out in the open water. It was deep there, but they've obviously been coming in. And the fact that they're coming back, that's my only sort of banker spot that they keep coming back to. So I thought, well, I'll come here, that can now be my right hand rod, and I'll go left out here, but it's just all abyss. I managed to find a 12 foot sort of out here, but quite a bit closer than that marker, which I'm not overly happy with, but it's better than nothing. And to the left, I think I'm going to have to go way left round into that big expanse of water around to the left to find some shallow. It just seems to be that this is the deeper end. Had I known, would I move still? Yeah, probably. I can still fish my banker rod from here, and if I fish left, nothing I'm going to do is going to interfere with that. So yeah, I'll get this one out and show you. Give me a right old tussle. Took the marker with it. It was like Jaws out there towing a barrel. It came all the way round here, round into this bay. I thought it was a real big one. It's got, it's a big frame one. I think it's 46 pound. I'll show you him in a sec. That's a nice 46 common. He's a bit twisty. He's going to go din low in a minute. They're all monsters, aren't they? I'm not moaning at that though. Mega bite. It took me marker with it. It was funny. Yeah, what a battle. A super battle. I'll show you the other side quickly. Oh no, monsieur. Pas des battle. He is a lovely carp. Well, after that lovely common earlier, 46 pounder, They've been showing really well out in front of me, sort of beyond the shallow point. I'm fishing into the deeper water and they've been out there sloshing. On the same line, it's like it goes from literally 8 foot where I'm fishing straight off the back into like 16, 18 foot and they're out there. You could zig for them, I think, and probably catch a lot doing that, but the truth is, these are too big to zig for. You wait till you see this one, and you ain't going to believe it. It's a 60 pounder, 60 pound and a bit. Amazing. And there you go. What an incredible fish, eh? Look at that, the shape of it, everything about it. An awesome, awesome big carp, and I am absolutely over the moon with that. Wow, you've got to be happy, ain't ya? What a thing, amazing. Oof. Big fish. Ooh, Thomas, that's a big carp, isn't it? Let me show you the other side and then I'm going to slip it back while I get my camera kit sorted because I've got to take some pictures of this beast. Oh my God. They've all been like this, enormous, enormous, tight as a drum. Oh. What an amazing thing, eh? Oh my God, it's so heavy, Jesus. Oh, and it fought so hard, like they've all been fighting. Amazing carp, eh? I am blown away. Wicked. Well, you don't catch one of them every day, do you? What an amazing thing. Oh my God, my arms are hanging off. Amazing. I'm over the moon with that. Oh. Oh, look at the width of it. Well, all things come to an end. And as usual, when it's been epic, it smarts a bit, doesn't it? I don't really want to go home. I could stay here for another 2 weeks, I reckon, on my own. Me and Bert. Bert's hiding from the sun. He's just been sick from running around like an idiot all morning, chasing a ball. Yeah, more bites last night. I put those 2 back out, my banker rod on the marker. The one I had a 60 pounder from yesterday and a 46, and then last night a 40, and then a 30, which fell off at the net, which otherwise would have destroyed my average. It's mental, isn't it? I've put several 40s back this trip, and because the fishing's just been epic, you know, and you can't keep and photograph, you just can't. They're big, do you know what I mean? So it's mad, isn't it? Fishing for doubles and 20s over the winter, and then jump straight back to fishing for giant monsters and throwing back fish that in England you would fish for years for. It's mad. But anyway, so pack down day. Well, not pack down day, I'm doing tonight, but I'm just getting rid of the worst of it. I've managed to get to the shops today, which is just epic to be able to get to the shops. Yeah, I'm pleased to get to the shops and get all my bits and bobs. But yeah, swim's looking good. Lake's looking good. It is absolutely full of giants, this lake. I can't believe it. Yeah, mental bit of fishing. I can't wait to come back. And I can assure you, if you like a bit of boat fishing and a bit of space, and like fish that are just fantastic, let's put it, you know, you can see they're awesome. This is definitely somewhere you want to be thinking about having a trip to. I know I will be again, and I'm thinking about booking it for all the boys to come back to have a big social, because you can all boat fish, all have loads of water, all still socialise, really sensibly run, lovely, absolutely wicked. Right, well, I've got one more day, you know, judging by what's gone on this trip, anything's possible, innit? I put a big hit of bait out there this morning. One of them last night had moved my marker. I went out there, I was like, what? Where's my spot gone? It looked all right when I was going out, but it actually pulled it back towards me quite a way and slightly right. Anyway, it's easy enough from there to find the big shallow plateau. And yeah, they were still jumping out there this morning, beyond it and left of it, same as they were yesterday when I was catching them. So I've given them a big hit of bait, half a bag of Manila Active. They're like, it's like crack to them. It's like crack to them. You put it out there and they're just on it straight away. And yeah, a couple of scoops of peanuts and party blend, just to get the smell kicking off on the wind, really, more than anything. But they're coming for the boilies, make no mistake. Yeah, awesome. Well, let's see what today brings. It's darkening up a bit as the old gravel works over the back. It's quiet, it's a Sunday. Yeah, I'll try and get most of it done today. I want to have a nice barbecue tonight. I've been at the shops, bought myself a lovely bit of black Angus Wagyu looking thing, like steak. Awesome. Some bits and bobs for Bert, some sausagans and stuff. Yeah, tonight is going to be a lovely bottle of 2018 Côte de Provence, Côte de Rhône, sorry, Villages, which I'm quite looking forward to. It looks like a good one. And yeah, a nice bit of Joe Blake. You can't go wrong. I think I've earned it. I've been even living off like tin for ages. I don't mind going to the shop, but obviously with Bert in the car and all the kit, it's a worry. Do you know what I mean? People nick dogs these days, and I ain't brought him all the way out here to lose him. So yeah. Starting to cloud over again. Looking good actually. Let's hope I see a few more and one of them goes over at some point today. That'd be lovely. Well, last day I'm packing down. It's been a bit sunny today, not ideal conditions, and I thought my chance had gone, but I put the rods out anyway. But they love that Manila Active. They keep coming back for it. I saw a great big carp show out there not long, about an hour ago. And then this has rattled off another 49 pounder. Bloody hell, they're all like massive monster carp, aren't they? Amazing. Yeah, I've got to say I'm really happy with that one. They just keep coming, I can't believe it. My arms are hanging off. Ah, lovely carp that. Oh. You beautiful thing. Check that out. Oh. Tonight's tipple, Côte de Rhône Villages 2019. It's a very, very, very good year. I think every year is a good year. It's got its appellation control, eh? That was alright, £4 or something, I don't know. Worth every penny. Need to have a little bit of a celebrate. I've had such an amazing trip. Really, really enjoyed myself. Can't remember the last time I enjoyed myself so much. You know, not just with the incredible amount of fish that I've caught and how big they've been, but just, you know, the COVID thing and finally getting a chance to get out here. Just mega. So yeah, tonight, nice bottle of Côte de Rhône Villages and a nice bit of black Angus ribeye that I got from the supermarché earlier. Lovely times. That, my friends, feels very much like freedom. Lovely times, eh? Ah, Trey Bon. Ah, wicked. I'm going to be very sad to leave, I've got to be honest. I've had a lovely time, absolutely lovely time. Oh yes, cook my beauty. Oh dear. Ho ho ho. Oh no. Oh dear, things are not looking good today. It's freezing. Strange old night that was. But I got me obligatory whacker in the set. Lovely. Cold in there, Burger. Hey? It's chilly, isn't it? You stay in bed, mate. Best place for you. Oh, it's cold this morning. Woohoo, Tums! Freezing cold. Anyway, yesterday it started to blow southwest in the afternoon, which is down into this bay, and I had a rod down off the next point in 10 foot. It's the only other shallow fishable depth ground that I could find in, you know, on the edges, on the periphery of this big deeper area out in the middle. And there'd been nothing down there. It did a night with nothing, and then yesterday evening I sat here and I had a thought, that's down near that marker, that. And also in the afternoon, when Ross had popped in to say goodbye and stuff, one had showed in front of me about 40 yards out, facing that way. All the bream had been spawning in that bay, and I said to Ross, I wonder if they're going in there to eat them eggs tonight. And we had a huge frost. Anyway, like before I went to bed, they were sloshing in that bay, doing all the bream eggs, real big monster ones. And it's round the corner. I could have put a rod in there, and it was just a bollar cake, and I didn't bother. I had a rod out on that 10 spot, and I'd heard a big fish down there. I thought, you know, I'm going to leave it. And about 11:30 last night, it rattled off with this one. And it's another 50 pounder, 50 pound an ounce is this one. Another 50 pounder, Jesus Christ. Oh, he's a lovely carp, isn't he? I'm hoping you can see him. Beautiful, what an absolute chunk. I knew you always know they're big, they fight so bloody hard, massive head shakes. Oh. An absolutely lovely one to end on. I've been out this morning in the fog, took the markers out, threw a couple of baits over the rods. I'll give it till midday. I've caught fish up to midday, so I'm going to give it till midday, and then I'm going to head off to Belgium. But what a trip, eh? When you see the list of what I've caught, it is phenomenal. Well over 20 fish, and at least 15 over 40 pound, I think. Mega. Oh, fat boy. Oh. It is so cold this morning. Oh, lovely times. It's another magic beans morning. Oh, it's the end of that bag. Oh, it's become like an every morning thing now. Grind the beans. Grind the magic beans. They will help you wake up. Oh, it's much needed this morning, let me tell you. 100 turns of goodness. Oh, lovely. Well, that's it. I'm loaded. It's all good. Looks like Bert's lunching. He found a ball and he's made him very happy. But it's hot here, so we're off. Right, 4-hour slap to Belgium now. Oh, I'd love to stay, I really would, but you know, it's been such a great trip. I really can't feel sad about leaving too much. I've hung it right out for another bite. The wind's come around southwest. It looked really good for another one. It's amazing, isn't it? You catch so many carp and you start to get greedy, and I'm like the least greedy carp angler I know. But I'm like, I'll just get one more, I'll just get one more. I've fished hard this week in 2 swims on a 50-acre lake on my own. The fish have moved about. It's been tricky. If it wasn't for that one good spot I had going that I fished from both swims, that was such a consistent spot. 5 nights. 5 nights that did bites. I'm a bit dishevelled, a bit cooked. Need a shave. And now it's looking amazing, look, and I've got to go. But hey, thanks to Ross for letting me come out here. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to get out here. There's so much red tape and public fishing in France at the moment with an English number plate, with a curfew in the country, would have just been foolhardy. But you know, I've been desperate to get out. And it's been great all round, you know. I've got some footage, I'll be able to do a nice vlog when I get back, there's social media stuff for my sponsors, my work is done sort of thing, you know, and hopefully Ross will get plenty of bookings out of it, because it's just a magnificent venue that's quite clearly going places, proper fishing. It's a proper angler's lake, and I know that an awful lot of my friends and people that I know and people that watch my stuff would be really up for this. I know I'm coming back, can't wait. Right, so yeah, thanks to Ross. I've had literally the most beautiful week of solitude in the most amazing French countryside in the spring. The storks, the nightingales at night, the frogs, the carp jumping, the deer barking. It has been just spiritual, you know, it's been amazing, and I've had a most amazing time. But as always, when you have an amazing time, it goes like in the blink of an eye. So, yep, I've done my best. And what a trip, eh? Touch. Right, I'll see you in Belgium. Lovely bit of the upper Seine here. Look at this big deep pool right in front of my feet here. Right, it looks absolutely epic. I'm sure there's plenty of nice things to catch here. It was just downstream that I fished a couple of years ago. Did a night under the bridge just round the corner there. I can't remember what I caught. A couple of catfish. Lost something. It was going on. But yeah, look at the current and that. What a beautiful bit of river this is. The more I look at it, the more I like it. Lovely. You don't see them every day, do you? Where's he gone? That is a stork. He's a massive bird. Absolutely enormous. It looks fake. I drove past him, he was just stood there. I thought he looked like a model. Where is he? There he is. Lovely, something different. What a spot, eh? Check this bit of river. Where's me dog it? Oh, he's still in the car like a good boy. A beautiful bit of the Seine, eh? Look at this big back eddy and... Oh, excuse me. What a lovely spot, eh? This is just where I fished a couple of years ago. Oh, there goes the old stork. There's a big old bird. Yeah, lovely, look at that. Big swirling back eddy. When I fished here before, it was later in the year than this, I think, summertime, and like I could barely hold bottom then, but like, yeah, looking at this, you would struggle to keep any size lead down there. It looks mega for a bite, doesn't it? You'd imagine there's a chance down here somewhere if there's any about. Well, I've made it to Belgium, and what a change of weather, eh? If I was still in France, this would have been biblical, I'm sure. But yeah, nice drive up yesterday. It took me 3 or 4 hours. And there's big weather forecast here. I'm not fishing out on the middle spots because, you know, they're big sandy humps out there and you just won't hold bottom even with a big lead. Cat-tooth back leads might help a bit, but you're just not going to be able to stay out there. So I'm just fishing in the edge. I'm fishing in the edge. Actually looks quite nice in the edge here. And they've been about. Wes caught a couple at the weekend, I think one out the edge, so I'm just going to put them in the edge for today. I've got to go, I've got a COVID test booked, so I've got to go into town, sort that out. What else have I got to do today? Take Bert to the vet, and then that's it then I can just chill until I go home on Thursday. I've got my daughter on Friday, so yeah, busy. But it's getting windier and windier out there. I'm glad I'm not fishing out in the middle. There's nothing more frustrating than not being able to keep your rods on the spots. Oh, it's going to pick up apparently. Yeah, hopefully there'll be a carp to show you. You never know your luck. Quite a moody old sky coming over, look. It's been super windy today. And I've not looked at the forecast, but I can imagine what's coming, can't you? Oh, mind you, it's been a day for me. I don't like doing stuff like normal world stuff. It don't work for me. And I had to go into Zwinard and go to some laboratory and a COVID test and trying to speak to the woman who couldn't speak. It's just a nightmare. And Bert's been to the vets and had his tapeworm and all that stuff so he can go home. And now we're just, what is it, Tuesday? We got tonight and tomorrow night. And then we're back to Blighty. God knows what I'm going to do when I get home. Just don't know. But we'll see. There's still chance of a carp here, although it's looking a little bit remote. We'll see what happens. Well, the weather's much nicer this morning, but this is the end. It's just the rods left. That big storm definitely made inroads into waking them up. Yesterday evening it calmed off and we saw, well, quite a lot of activity really. Loads of bream topping and loads of carp. So I was sort of really, they were out in the middle as well, and I was really expectant of a bite, but it's not happened, although we are in bite time now. Yeah, it just goes to show, doesn't it? You know, the timing for the lake in France was absolutely spot on. But here, not so. You know, normally this time of year, like this is biotronic, but it's not biotronic now. They just haven't woken up. There's been very few out overall, and it just proves yet again that timing, my friends, is absolutely everything in this sort of fishing. When you've only got a week to do it, you know, it's not like, oh, I'll come back next week because it looks like it'd be better then. Like, it's just you have to take your chances. It's called fishing, isn't it? You know, that's part and parcel of it. I've had a lovely couple of days here. That was a carp then. I've just seen a carp. The other side, the boys show right over that way towards that house, if you can see that. But yeah, there's still a chance, but I'm not holding out much hope.